Hello and welcome to Soul to Soul with Lisa Scholz, a video series about mediumship, psychic phenomenon, energy healing, and much, much more. My name is Lisa. I'm a professional psychic medium. I'm also a body talk practitioner, which is a type of energy healing, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. So today I wanted to talk about ways that you can prepare yourself and your space for a mediumship reading. So there's lots of different things that we can do, but I wanted to kind of boil things down a little bit just to give you some helpful tips if you are interested in amplifying yourself and your space for your session. So first, I wanted to talk briefly about how mediumship actually works, okay? So mediumship is all about energy. Everything is energy. I'm made up of energy. You're made up of energy. The chair you're sitting on is made up of energy. The space you're in is full of energy, right? So what happens in mediumship and how we make the connection is your loved ones who are no longer in the body are vibrating at a much higher and faster frequency than we are because we are anchored into the physical body. We are in the physical realm. So what happens is we need to bring our energy up, as high as we possibly can. And people in the spirit world need to slow their energy down, lower and slower, and we need to come up. And when we do this, we make the connection, and this is mediumship. So this is where we are able to receive information from our loved ones and perceive them, okay? So this whole talk is going to be all about ways we can bring our energy up so that we can make that connection, all right? So the first thing I wanted to talk about is if you are able to, prior to a session, please spend a little bit of time in prayer or meditation. Many people do this already, but I want to talk about it in the sense that what you're doing when you're meditating and praying is you're sending up the signal to your loved one of who you want to hear from, right? So if you want to hear from your father, Dad, please come through today. Now, this doesn't mean you need to sit here and do a marathon meditation session in order to make the connection. This could be a 30-second prayer. It could be 5 minutes. It could be longer, whatever you're comfortable with. But basically what you're doing is you're setting the intention and you're inviting your loved one to come in, okay? Given that information, I also want you to be aware that you and the medium are not in charge of who comes through in your session. Even if you've requested a specific person, we can't guarantee that that's who's going to show up. That is up to the spirit realm, okay? Whoever in the spirit world has the greatest need is who is going to step forward that day. So what I'm asking you to do is go ahead and send your intention up and say your prayer, meditate on it, but then release it. Set it aside and just trust that your prayers and your wishes have been heard. Whether or not you say them out loud or whether or not you say them in your mind, it doesn't matter. They have been heard. Just trust that you are going to get the session that you were supposed to get, okay? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is exercise. If you are able to exercise a little bit before your session, that would be fabulous. So again, talking about energy, right? When you move your body, what you're doing is you're moving your energy as well. Okay, so if you're just sitting, then your energy is just sitting. So we want for the session, remember, we want to go as high as we possibly can. We want your energy to be open and flowing as much as possible, okay? We want to be vibrating as high as we possibly can in order to make this connection as strong as possible. So if you are able, do a little bit of exercise. So if you're a runner, go on a run. If you're a walker, go on a walk. If you're a yoga person, go do some yoga. That would be fabulous. If for some reason you are unable to physically exercise, it's okay. It doesn't mean that your mediumship session is going to be horrible. Not at all. If you can't get out of your chair or something's going on, if you can even do a little bit of stretching or moving yourself around, that would be wonderful, okay? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is what you're eating, okay? A lot of people don't even think about this. It doesn't even cross their mind about how maybe what they're eating could be affecting their reading. And again, it doesn't matter, I guess, what you eat. You can go ahead and eat whatever you choose to. However, let's look at it from an energetic perspective. If you were to eat a salad, versus eating a cheeseburger and a milkshake, it could make a difference. For example, how do you feel 20 minutes after you eat a salad? Do you feel vibrant? Do you feel excited? Do you feel energized? Do you feel good? Do you feel clear in your mind, your thinking, right? If you were to eat a cheeseburger and a milkshake, as delicious as it may be, how do you feel 20 minutes later? Typically sluggish, right? You don't feel like doing a whole lot. So again, how you feel and what you put into your physical body prior to your reading is going to potentially affect you and your ability to receive the information. So we just want your energy to be as high as possible and for your focus to be as precise as possible. There's going to be a lot of information coming in in your reading that you are going to be the person who has to say yes, no, or I don't know to the information. Remember, your medium has never met these people before. They're your loved ones. So you're the person who's going to be validating the information. Now, this brings me to my last point about what you should be doing, or a good suggestion for you prior to a session. Please do not drink alcohol or use any substances that will alter your ability to focus and recall information, okay? So I realize that people are nervous coming into seeing a medium. That is totally normal to be nervous. Even if you're someone who's seen mediums many times, you still feel a little bit nervous coming in. So just know that that's normal. If you're really uncomfortable, talk to your medium about it. But what the point is, some people might think, oh, it's no big deal if I have a glass of wine or if I have a beer or something, but well, okay, maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. So for example, if let's say your father comes through and he's talking about a memory he shared with you when you were 3 or 4, and because of you having a drink or two before your session, you're not able to remember that memory because your brain is not firing as sharply and precisely as we would want it to be, then you just missed that moment with your dad. And I know you don't want that to happen, right? So I just encourage people, please do not drink alcohol or use substances prior to your mediumship session. And this also goes for people who are hosting a psychic party. Now, many times we're having our friends over and this is going to be fun. We're going to have a mediumship party and we're having appetizers and we're having alcohol. I would say appetizers are fine. And if you want to have wine or you want to have beer, just save it for after the reading, okay? It will only make things better. Now, let's move into what you can do for your space, okay? How can your space be the most supportive for you and your loved ones in the spirit realm, all right? So a couple of different ideas. Now, granted, you don't have to do any of these. You could do all of them. You could pick and choose a few of them. These are just suggestions. So the first thing I always talk to people about is if you're having a medium come to your home, or you're hosting a party or something like that, whatever room you're going to have the medium in, open the window if that's possible. If there's a window in there, pull open the drapes. We want to bring in natural sunlight, and we want to open up the window to bring in fresh air. So this is all good, fresh energy that's coming into the space, right? So we just want to get some new, fresh energy circulating in that area. Another thing that you can do is bring some fresh flowers into the area. Again, flowers and plants as well are wonderful ways that you can lift the energy of the room. They are alive. So we want to be bringing in elements that are going to lift the energy of the space. So if you have a plant, let's say in one room, and the medium's going to be coming into a different area of your home, you can move that plant from one area to where you're going to be having your session. That's totally fine. You certainly don't have to go out and buy a new plant. And it's the same thing with flowers. If you have flowers in your garden that you can, cut and bring into the space, that's great. If you do want to go to the store and buy some, that's fine too. You don't have to go and spend $100 on fresh roses. You certainly don't have to do that. If that's something you want to do, or roses mean a lot to you, by all means, that's your choice. But you certainly don't have to. You can just spend money on, a $5 bouquet or a $10 bouquet or something like that at the store. And that should be good enough. No problem right there. That's wonderful. Another thing that you can do is essential oils. If you have any essential oils on hand, or if you want to stop off at the store and buy some, that's great too. Put some on your arm, put some over your heart space, or you can diffuse it into the room. If you don't have an essential oil diffuser, that's fine. Just take the cap off the bottle and just leave the bottle right there sitting on the table. The oils will naturally diffuse into the space. And again, essential oils lift up the vibe. They lift up the energy of the room, okay? Another thing that you can do is light a candle. I know many people light candles in honor of their loved ones, and that's a beautiful gesture, but candles also can bring up the energy of the space as well. So those are some helpful tips of things you can do in your home that can amplify and support your reading, and also things you can do for yourself. So I hope this information was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, you can find me on my website. Send me an email that way at www.mediumlisascholz.com, or you can also follow me on Facebook at Medium Lisa Scholz, on Instagram at medium_Lisa, or please subscribe to my YouTube channel where I will be sending out videos and interviews with different mediums with helpful information for you. So blessings to you all, and until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.